I just watched the Joe Budden podcast. I'm pretty sure everybody was waiting for Rory and Maul to come back. I didn't think they would come back, especially the way DJ Academics was carrying it. Like, I thought it was over. You feel me? And if you was on Academics page for the last 2-3 weeks, I'm pretty sure he thought it was over too. You could go to Your Plug's channel and he uploads all Twitch videos or whatever. But it was looking dark, man. And I just felt like their friendship was ready to come to an end over business. That's what I initially thought. But after watching the episode today, I realized their friendship needs to come to an end because the way that Joe treats them is unmatched. Like, this shit is brutal, bro. So I put in like the gist of the video. It's a 3-hour podcast that they dropped today. It did like 40K in an hour. It was booming, right? And I'm watching or whatever. And the show starts off for the first like 5 minutes. Maul doesn't say nothing. So you know it's unresolved issues, at least on Maul's behalf. It seemed like Rory was more acceptable of just letting shit slide. You feel me? But it seemed like Maul was on some shit like, you didn't give me the energy I wanted for me to even be comfortable here, for real. You gave me enough energy for me to be here, but not, you know when you love somebody, you just trying to let, you know what I mean? You trying to let the shit continue, y'all bond continue, but you know they still on that fuck shit. You feel me? And you just hope it don't come back out, but you know they got a spirit in them that you don't have in you, and their spirit is worse than yours. You feel me? And that's what I was getting from Maul. So when you watch it, Rory is like going. He keep talking about his point of view on what happened with the break they took, and Maul just sitting there also. And these is opportunities for him to just butt in, come in that joint like, yo, this is what happened with me, and he not even taking it. You feel me? So when I'm first watching, I'm like, damn, is this nigga even gonna say anything? So it came to the point where Rory was spilling like too much. It was like nobody wanted to say nothing. You feel me? The situation is not fixed. It's not. It's just like fixed just enough for the show to start back up, but it's not completely fixed. You feel me? So when Maul started to talk, he like, all right, all that shit cool, but like, first of all, the breakup didn't come from business. All right, so people thought that when Joe had the Spotify deal and the opportunities that he was getting for the podcast, that he was basically like, I'm Joe Budden, I don't need no money. And his niggas was like, damn, nigga, you gonna reject 10 million? Like, fuck, you know? That was the first set of rumors, like, you know, Joe fucked up everybody money because he egotistical and he don't give a fuck about how much everybody make. If he don't want the money, then ain't nobody getting millions of dollars. You know, your man get a $10 million offer. You know, if he get it, you gonna get $1 million. And he just in the front like, I don't want that shit. You behind him like, what the fuck you would do that for? Like, you ain't even ask me like, do I want $10 million? You just, because you a part of this shit, you just feel like you got the say so on rejecting 10 million for your whole business, for everybody that's working with you and rocking with you. So like, that's what niggas thought it was at first, like some business shit. So Ack was saying like lawyers got involved. And that kind of, you feel me? On that kind of angle. So I was like, all right, that makes sense or whatever. But Maul, no, it's not about that. Maul basically like, fuck the money, fuck business. The only thing more important than that is friendship and respect. And somewhere down the line, I felt disrespected, and I felt like you was comfortable disrespecting me. Talking to Joe, right? Now we all know for Joe being an asshole, like almost a unacceptable asshole. You feel me? He does a lot of asshole shit that's uncalled for. Sometimes it's a pocket to be an asshole in. You feel me? You pull the asshole card out your pocket on some Yu-Gi-Oh shit, like, you know what I'm saying? On some, you know what I'm saying? You throw that shit, whatever. But no, Joe just do that shit like, you know what I'm saying? You walking down the street, smile, asshole card, he just throw that shit at your face. That shit just smack the shit out you. So like, I understand what he was saying, you feel me? Because Joe do that shit all the time. Joe do it so much, I couldn't even watch the podcast no more like that, because I was like, damn, you treat your niggas like they bums. Like, you treat your niggas in a way you would never want to be treated. You would never accept nobody treating you the way you treat your friends. So like, I've been done with that shit. I'm still a Joe Budden fan, you feel me? But I just can't watch his podcast. Like, it just hurts me. You know what I'm saying? It bothers me seeing people get treated like that. So I left that shit alone or whatever, right? So yeah, Maul, like, you know, only thing, fuck everything. A friend should respect his friend. he shouldn't say certain things, and he shouldn't make his friends feel certain ways if they really friends, because friends owe each other respect. Joe's like, I don't owe my friends respect. And as soon as Joe starts talking, that's like one of the first things he says. He mentions the story about Jay-Z. He was like, the way that Jay-Z treated me, I'm gonna treat y'all niggas like that. First of all, Jay-Z don't give a fuck about you. Jay-Z don't got no love for you. He would never be around you. He probably would never come to your podcast because he feels so much bigger than you. So if you treating your friends like you Jay-Z and they you, Jay-Z treated you like a bum. You feel me? Jay-Z's not going to come to Joe Budden podcast because he treats Joe Budden like a fucking scrub, looks at him like a scrub. He always did. Feel me? So you saying, he basically said, he said this shit like damn near verbatim, bro. What Jay-Z told me, I'm basically telling y'all. Feel me? And I'm not going to tell you the whole story, like what Jay-Z said. But look at what Jay-Z said to Joe Budden. He says, I'm saying the same shit to y'all. And it's in this clip. Now, everything, like I said, everything was cool, bro, until Joe had to start talking. Once he started talking, my heart I just got uncomfortable, man. Like, it was cool, bro. I was loving it. The vibes and all that, everything was so perfect until Joe started talking about his side. So this is a long clip. So y'all don't have to watch, if you don't have time to watch the whole 3-hour podcast, watch this clip from the Joe Budden podcast where they basically, each person individually explains their point of view on this month break or however long it was, and they all have a different perception on what they wanted to happen and what they didn't like during that process. So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know how y'all feel in the comment section below. Do y'all think Joe is right? I hope not. But if you do, voice your opinion. As a YouTuber, something that I have to learn is to not voice certain opinions and to let certain opinions be voiced. Sometimes I cancel a certain type of person because I don't like those kind of people, but it's not my job to like and not like certain things. I just have to, make my content and allow people to express themselves freely, even if they're nothing like me or unacceptable as far as me being friends with them or respecting them in real life. So if you think Joe is right in any regard, leave a comment down below and let me know whose side you on. We on Rory and Maul's side, we on just Maul's side, we on just Rory's side, or we on Joe's side. You feel me? Now, I had to name all that because I'm not taking Rory's side. Rory is on some real peaceful shit right now. He was hostile before this shit. I don't agree with I don't know about the hostile shit like that because I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't really watching because the way that Joe treat people or whatever, it's like, it's unbearable for me. You feel me? As a real nigga, I can't get into that shit. So I be taking breaks. I'm like, I watch it occasionally instead of a everyday viewer or whatever. But I'm taking Maul's side. You feel me? Long story short, Maul said, as a friend, we owe each other respect, and that's all it's about. If we can't respect each other, we can't fix nothing. We can't move on as friends. So respect is the root of all business and friendship, as far as Maul thinks. And he says, my problem is I thought people were just like me, and I gotta let y'all be yourselves, which basically means I'm gonna say fuck y'all in the next few weeks because y'all not as good of a person as I am, if that's how you say it. You feel me? Like, I'm a better friend to y'all than y'all would be to me, type shit. And I'm not going to say y'all because I only know Maul for having a problem with Joe. But basically it was like, I would never do you how you did me, bro. What you did was fucked up. Yo, if you a Joe Budden fan or a Joe Budden podcast fan, this clip is going to hurt your feelings, bro. This shit sad. Yo, last thing too. It's no fucking way in the world that this podcast is going to be able to last if Joe is really this kind of person. This nigga is evil, bro. And I don't want to say too much because, like I said, I don't want to get too opinionated and cancel a certain personality due to my opinion. So I'm not going to say too much, but this nigga is evil, bro. All you got to do is be a good friend and a good nigga, bro. What's the point of defending a negative energy when you got positive energy that's chasing you from your fucking friends, bro? Watch this shit.
Where you at with it, Joe?
Tossing it to Parks.
Okay. What do you have for me?
I'm tossing to Parks.
Okay.
Well, Parks, I mean, you and I were speaking through the whole ordeal.
Yeah.
But we did never kind of get into like where you felt being the in-between person of this.
I mean, it was awkward. It all started. We had a chat after the pod, and everyone was kind of saying they were a little burnout. And you guys expressed lack of clarity in some business things, which I expressed to Ian, and I told you I was going to as you walked out the door. And then shit hit the fan. And I'm of the mindset that the show goes on. We employ quite a bit of people here, and everyone makes money. Stopping the show for an extended period of time while everyone works out their issues, to me, doesn't really make a lot of sense. So I understand why y'all feel slighted by that, but at the same time, people need to earn a living, myself included.
Oh, no, I totally get that.
I don't understand why they feel slighted by it. I mean, I do because I'm listening. Like, I hear feelings.
No, I mean, I was.
Let me ask you a question.
I was understanding of the show going on.
Let me ask you a question.
Understanding of it.
I'm kind of glad we're here, though I'm mad that we're here. But since we're here, goddamn it, let's get to it head on. Let me ask you a question, right? Because listen, I am used to being the butt of a joke. Let me start there. Nobody has been laughed at in their career more than me. Let me tell you guys that in my head, I get a good laugh sometimes when you guys laugh, people out there, because I don't know if you would laugh if some of this shit happened to you. So my question to you gentlemen is this. What did y'all take it to mean when Jay-Z said to me at Highland Ballroom or whatever event that was that we were at?
Hammerstein.
So what?
Tuesday Palooza.
When he said so what to me, what did you two gentlemen take that to mean? How did y'all process that?
What was the context in the so what?
Yeah, retell me the story. I mean, I know it's there, but
the story
forgot.
was, look at Hove Vengers, found a way to link Hove into this. The story was, throughout my career, I've said a lot of really unsavory things about that man. Mm-hmm. Mad of it.
And he to you.
So what? Mm-hmm. The part that I played was, I've said a lot of shit that maybe I could have said different, I could have moved different, I could have done something different. In my head, maybe I justified it. Maybe I was like, yo, but when you became the president and then my album got pushed back and then remember you had took my beat, that was my beat. That was my first single. And then, yo, even in the front, when you was like, yo, give me that beat, and you said Skang was my A&R. At the time, like, yo, and then you said J.R. Ryder did this with marijuana, and the marijuana was a thing for me. I spent however many years getting you, Maul, to attempt to reconcile that. You remember? Mm-hmm. A long time, right? That was a prominent conversation in our home, right? Mm-hmm. And we went to try to execute that, and it didn't work for a lot of years, right? Years. Say the years. A lot of years. Mm-hmm. And somehow, a few years ago, the three of us end up at, where was it?
Tuesday Palooza, Hammerstein Ballroom.
Hammerstein Ballroom. Hove is there. The three of us are there. And that was that moment we were looking for at the 40-40 that time.
In the bowling alley.
And the bowling alley. And the bowling alley. Uh-huh. All of the times we tried to get an apology, this was the moment. Mm-hmm. I waited 14, 15 years for this moment. Mm. And know what he said? Before I could even finish my grievance.
Are you trying to give him your grievances?
We were there to talk about it. We was laughing up. We was having a blast.
Yeah. And he said, hold on. I got some grievances I got to get to you, Hope.
So, yo, man.
It was a fun little area.
Yo, man, the beat back and forth. He took that bit. But, hey, before I could get the word beat out, he said, so what? I panned right to you, Maul. Know what you did? Had the biggest laugh of your fucking existence. Ah! Whoa! Mm-hmm. A ball, right? Mm-hmm. Rory, you too.
I laughed.
It's funny.
He's a sarcastic person that delivers his sarcasm well.
But what did it mean?
It meant what he said.
But what did it mean?
So?
And what did y'all take it to mean? I don't want to come off like, I don't think I can come off any more insensitive than the public probably believes me to be. But probably because of instances like these. So sure. I don't want to be insensitive and I don't want to gaslight, but as you gentlemen speak, I hear Hove in my head saying, so what?
Yeah, but it's different.
So I'm asking how y'all...
It's different.
It's a perfect example to me.
No, it's not.
Give me more.
Completely disagree.
You didn't build anything with Jay.
Y'all weren't friends.
Y'all not friends.
Your chemistry and actual friendship didn't base on the ability for you, Jay, and Def Jam to put out music. Like it was
totally different.
Completely different. Jay didn't owe you nothing. Us, the three of us, all owe each other something because we're friends.
What do you think I owe y'all?
As friends, I think back to the respect thing and the understanding thing and
in the entitlement thing. What do you think I owe you, Rory?
Oh, just as I'm not talking anything outside of friendship, and that comes down to respect.
What do you owe someone in friendship? I'm asking.
Respect and communication amongst each other.
I owe that to strangers in the street.
Different level of it.
Not really.
Yeah, it is.
Not to me.
Okay,
You owe strangers in the street respect?
Yeah, small. I respect people in the street as I go about. That's how I carry myself.
The same level of respect.
That is how I carry myself. Yeah.
That's not what I asked you. I said, do you owe them that? A stranger. Do you owe a stranger respect?
I freely give it.
Do you owe a stranger respect?
No.
Okay, so then you can't say that when you're talking about friends.
But you don't.
You owe friends respect.
I don't believe that.
Yes, you do.
You don't believe that you owe your friends respect?
I don't believe that.
If it's one thing I've learned throughout this, I'm never gonna expect anybody to move how I move. So that's fine. If you don't feel that way, that's fine. I'm just telling you the way.
And Rory, the word "owe" speaks to entitlement, and I don't have entitlement even in my friendships. I am appreciative of my friends.
You owe your friends respect.
I am grateful for my friends, and because of that, my behavior I would hope it exudes that. No.
You owe your friends respect, and then in this case, when your friends, you built something with your friends, and your friends have built something with you, and have created something with you, and have grown something with you, absolutely you owe them respect. 1,000,000%. There's no way around it.
I feel I owe my friends respect. Me personally, I feel I owe my friends respect.
That's why they're your friends. You respect each other.
Which is also why I apologized once we started talking about all our tension and took some accountability of how I was moving with certain things. Mm-hmm. I explained where they came from, but I took accountability in saying, no, I do owe you that respect where I should not sit here and say that to my friend. I should have went to my friend and said, hey, not feeling what's going on here.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to get caught up in semantics, but even as y'all speak, the word "owe" bothers me. That's cool. I don't have a friendship where I feel like I am in debt. Which is kind of to my next point that I've shared with you gentlemen in private.
Debt and are connected, but they're not.
But we'll share it here.
The complete same.
Everyone internalizes things differently. So even when you talk about respect, that would have to be processed through everyone's individual processor, right?
Sure.
So you could be receiving respect and feel like you're not.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah. How people perceive things and how they internalize things, and different experiences in your life can have you.
And the lines can be blurred.
Sure.
In friendship and business, yes.
And people value things differently than their friends do.
I take offense to Maul saying the show should have stopped. Every time he say it, I'm a find issue.
Why?
With him saying the show should have stopped.
Why?
Explain.
Well, I dedicate my entire life to this. End statement. This is not something where I come in here twice a week and talk for a few hours. My entire life's work lands me here. What are you talking about, day one? I don't view the days the way that y'all view them. This is a life series. Okay. All of the yesterdays, let me get my shit off. All of the yesterdays got to today. When it's your life's work, you don't leave it that way. You don't just leave it to chance. You don't just leave it up in the air with some of the ways that the three of us have handled communication. You do not do things that way. That's how Joe views it. The show has to go on. I don't have the luxury of sitting in my feelings. I don't. Joe feels a lot of things to the people that might not be aware. I feel mad shit. At no point am I at liberty to come in here and just have feeling vomit. Me. I ask you gentlemen my next question. What other place in the world can this happen? What other place in the world can y'all leave some shit and then just return to it like?
Joe, this happens all the time.
And let's also give the facts of everything.
Give it up.
Let's not mislead the listeners of what's going on. You and I spoke not in a healthy way shortly after the whole text message thing, and I think we went dark for one episode prior to after the thing in the backyard. No, you and I spoke, and the conversation was, hey, everyone go in their respective corners, and let's try to figure out what's wrong with the show and what we can do to fix it. So don't try to mislead these listeners to think that Maul and I just said, fuck this podcast and fuck everything that we've built and left. It was a conversation that we had. Did the three of us handle it improperly? 100%.
Rory,
taking mad accountability.
That is what happened.
But to say...
You're not taking mad accountability if you leave out the fact that is what happened. We're not talking about your intention.
That we didn't all agree that we were going to take a second. And if you want, and you came back, cool. I'm not even on the side of the show should have just stopped. I'm not mad at that shit. I'm cool. I get both perspectives on it, but it wasn't something I was focused on. I was focused on how we could get the four of us back together on this fucking podcast. That's where my focus was. And I think that was apparent in the conversations that we had, conversations I had with Maul, getting things correct in the most timely manner possible. In no way was this abandoning something that anyone had built for their entire lives or invested in their entire lives. It was a conversation that you and I had, and it was, everyone get in their corners. This might be necessary. So I'm not going to let you mislead people to think that Maul and I just abandoned ship on some shit. Like, it's just not what happened.
There's only one problem with what you're saying.
We did what we said we were going to do?
They were there.
What you mean?
I don't have to mislead anyone. And that's why I want to provide y'all the space to say anything that you feel you need to say, not only to the viewership, whoever that is. I don't know who's out there. But there's an audience that you left. That's a fact. We don't have to go talk about the why and the whens and oh fuck. Nah, dude, you're gonna wait. That happened. Am I off?
Yeah,
that happened. Niggas had to scramble, Rory.
No, I understand an audience was
Niggas
left
had to scramble to keep together a multi-million-dollar outfit. Yeah, we friends, and yeah, we cool. Yeah, niggas don't give a fuck about money. That shit don't mean nothing when Maul say it. Know why? Because he's saying it to a nigga that don't give a fuck about money. Know where you can get that from? From my actions. You ain't got to check Joe Tone. Hey, none of my friends ever got to listen to Joe Tone about nothing. I got a long credit history with all my friends. That leads me to the next part that bothers me about some of the things.
Skip over your point that you just made.
Which point?
When Maul's saying that, repeat what you just said. Because I want to make this clear. Right before that.
Oh, you asking me?
Fuck, my memory's.
Do you abandon the show?
Oh yeah, facts.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
What happened?
I'm
we don't need to explain it to people because they was there. Hold on.
Maul saying he feels a way that okay, the show went on with other people, and you saying we had to scramble to keep this shit going. Okay, when you're viewing it, and again, perspective, none of us communicated of a show continuing, it doesn't feel like it's a priority to fix shit. So yes, when Maul says when I saw two people come on, I get that.
Wait a second, and that's my thing. You're right. Whose job is that to check before we shake the tree? I'm asking you.
Job to check what?
I'm asking you.
I spoke to you.
And I'm asking you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I spoke to you, said, let's all get in our respective corners. Like, that's why this is kind of semantics, man, to me. Do I understand that you wanted to continue the show, needed to continue the show contractually with other advertisers and things of that nature? We have a bunch of people here that make a lot of money off this podcast. Fully understand that.
Then address your thinking that I should make a phone call to people to say, hey, you can't pay your rent this month.
I never said you shouldn't do that. Because I
need to go get with Rory and Maul to see what's going on with us, with the three of us.
I never said you shouldn't do that.
Tell me what I'm supposed to say to the people that keep calling the phone that I'm turning down the business for when they say, hey, what's going on? When I walk into my dad's house Sunday morning for breakfast and now my fucking family is asking what's going on. Those are things you have to factor in when you shake the tree. No? Am I off?
Yeah, but do you understand why the tree was shaking though? I think you're skipping over that part.
Give it to me. Respect if I'm not lost. I'm talking about for me. Respect.
Yeah. All right, let's put it like this. If Slaughterhouse, you having beef with Slaughterhouse, internal issues, business, whatever, and they go on and they bring in Saha and let him record on songs that you want, take your verses off and go on the tour, you wouldn't feel some way about that? You know
the man that I am. It's a shame that this stuff don't get reported to the public. But you know the man that I am, because I thought that it might be a problem with me not wanting to be a part of Slaughterhouse anymore. I retired my own career personally.
No, but I'm asking you why you were in
No,
it.
no, but that's the answer.
No, why you were in it, though.
That is
not when you thought about retiring.
But that is, not when no, you're missing what I'm saying. I wasn't thinking about retiring. I started something. I started something. It stopped being fun. It wasn't the most valuable. And some other things were going to place. The business wasn't right, blah, 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 blah. Like, some things happened. And rather than say, yo, fuck niggas, and go put out 3 albums a year, I just stopped. Right. So that's who I am.
No, okay.
So when you ask me what I would have did.
Yeah, you wouldn't feel some type of way about that?
I always, no.
You're lying.
Well, you spoke to Royce, so you could call, all I got is my history. I'm the person that called Royce and suggested that Saha join. That's who I am.
Well, what I'm saying
and I'm tired of my character being just spoken about the wrong way.
I'm talking about
niggas receive those calls.
I'm talking about if you had just listen to what I'm saying. If you had a situation in the studio while y'all were recording and y'all had an argument, whatever, and you like, yo, some things were said to you. And you like, you know what? All right, cool. I'm out. You felt like niggas disrespected you. They said some crazy shit to you. And you was like, yo, you know what? I'm out. If Saha was on the same album, the records you were on 2 days later, and they took you off of that, you wouldn't feel some way about that?
They did that.
And you didn't feel no way about that?
And I tucked it.
I'm asking you, did
and
you
I
feel
tucked it.
I'm asking you, did you feel
and I tucked it.
Did you feel any way about it?
Yeah, but if we having a feelings talk, I started this with I have a lot of feelings about things.
I'm just asking you if
I'm talking to y'all about the feelings
just,
that adult men have to not only tuck,
I understand that,
but express and deal with. That's what I'm talking about.
I totally understand
You niggas left your job, Mo.
That's not what happened, Joe. Joe, you looked me in my face and told me this show was none of my business.
Yeah.
That's what you told me.
I was there.
That's not crazy to you? Is that not crazy to you? If you say no, it's no. Like, I'm not here to put how I'm designed on anybody else, bro. I'm asking you.
Well, if it's one thing that we should have all learned from this is you can't do that.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
You can't.
I'm just asking you. If somebody told it's something you helped build and pushed and never really argued about shit, just kept, fuck it, let's keep it moving. Let's keep doing what we're doing. And they tell you years later, yo, this is none of your business.
I don't think I should have said that to you.
I don't think you should have said that either. But I'm asking you, if somebody
said
it to
you. I also
do
not think that was should have been, because I don't get to speak what should have happened, what did happen. I don't think it should have been the domino that you sitting here saying that it was. But I can't tell you
wasn't.
How to feel about some shit.
That wasn't the domino. That was like, oh. That was the, oh, okay.
Mo, you rode with Rory before that. How you think I looked at that?
What you mean I rode with him?
That was the O.
About him, about you telling him not to come in?
About him, anything.
About you telling him not to come in? Of course.
Him.
Of course. Of course I'm going to ride with.
And I would like you to
co-host.
speak to, I want you, I'm not dealing with him right now. I'm looking at you.
And I understand that.
I want you to speak to what that means.
He's our co-host. That fucks up the chemistry of this whole thing. If you remove him, if you remove you, if you remove Paul, it fucks up the whole chemistry. That's what you're not understanding.
Well, I hate to be the guy to break it to you. Oh, let me not say that because that's not true. I hate to be the guy to break this to you. I don't foresee any world in the world where you're supposed to ride with Rory.
What?
I don't.
How do you figure that?
And let's clear it up from my perspective. There.
How do you figure that?
I'm here to pod. I'm here to pod.
Let me be clear.
I'm here to pod.
Riding for the show.
Okay, so
I'm here to pod. You
whatever,
looking
you
nuts.
It's no.
Riding with Rory.
No.
I look nuts?
You sound nuts perceiving it that way.
Yeah,
it was riding for the
that's
show.
not even-
It was riding for the show.
Yeah, like it wasn't even about Rory.
Maul wasn't like, yo, you my man. Like, it was
not
it's
to
the show.
come and record. Like, that was nuts to me. Like,
riding for the show is making sure that 30 or however many people that are attached to the show are okay. That's riding for the show.
No, riding for the show obviously two people that are a major part of the show have an issue. And you telling one of them not to come in. And now I'm sitting here like, the riding part would have been, yo, let's all get in the room and talk about this. Let's talk about what's going on. But you telling him not to.
So you
record.
don't even see a world where that even looks funny. You don't even understand that.
No, because it wasn't what you trying to paint it to be. Is not what it is. For me, it was simply like, yo, fam, that's our.
Oh wait,
dog.
time out. I don't want.
That's
y'all,
our co-host.
All right, stop. Because I don't want this to appear like I'm trying to paint it away. I'm trying to get y'all to speak to what things look like from a perspective outside of your own. I'm not trying to paint it that way, so I don't want it to come off that way.
I totally get it. But what I'm saying is, you saying me riding with Rory is nuts. I ride with anybody I fuck with. I ride with any, like, if you wrong, you wrong. I don't care if me and you are best friends. If you're wrong, I'm gonna tell you you're wrong. You was wrong to tell Rory not to come in and record. That was wrong. That was wrong. That you should have never done that, bro. That should never happen.
Who should have done it?
It should have never been said. You can't tell Rory don't come in and record.
Parks.
Well, I actually would like to hear Rory's perspective on this because he kind of agreed that he shouldn't come in and record.
No, I agree. When he
Yeah, but he agreed because he was agreeing. Well,
let me finish.
Go ahead.
When I got that text initially, I was like, all right, it's probably has to do with our tension. And after the explanation point on the text and all that, I'm like, I'm not fucking with this dude right now. I'll hit him in like a few days. Then I got more information from people that wasn't him about things that had to do with me and him and Maul. And I was like, all right, this is getting super weird. There's so much third party shit going on here. I don't even operate this way. And I got on my private shit too, so I'm not hitting him. Fuck that. So did I agree that we needed to talk, or maybe taking some episodes off might have been a better idea because those last few episodes were super trash with the tension that we had. It was just bickering. It sounded bad. Agreed. But that is a conversation that needed to be had. And that was Maul's point the entire time. Maul was not riding specifically Rory, whatever. It could have been any other person that could have been here for the last 7 years. It's riding for the show. That's why I didn't even look at this as some like fucking I'm riding with you riding with me. This is teams within our team. It's not that type of shit. We riding for the overall goal. Did we go about it wrong? Hell yeah.
That was wrong.
That falls on everybody.
And that's one thing I do with all of my niggas. I don't care. I tell you when you're wrong. Like, fam, that's wrong. You went about that the wrong way. You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have done that. It wasn't about riding with Rory. It's about being on the right side of the situation. That's foul. For you to tell Rory not to come in and record? Huh?
And even more to his point of riding, you and I didn't even really have real beef. Like, we had some disagreement and some tension. It wasn't a division where people had to choose sides and we was out here. Like, nah, that's not the right way to go about this.
Listen, man, I'm just designed, if you're wrong, you're wrong. And I'll tell you when you're wrong. And you was wrong for that. So if you call that riding for Rory, then okay, call it riding for Rory. I have no problem with riding with Rory. I have no problem riding for Parks. I've rode for you. Like, I have no problem riding for niggas when I fuck with them. But I'm going to tell everybody that I fuck with when they're wrong. And you were wrong for that. And then to compound that, you saying what you said to me was really nuts. I'm like, wait, now I really don't know what's going on. You tell Rory not to come in and record, and then you tell me this show is none of my business.
I don't want to make it uncomfortable by saying this, but I am the person that is supposed to tell Rory, yo, dog, you should chill for a few.
You can tell Rory that if that's something that all of us talk about.
Yeah, it's a conversation.
Like, that's the part you missing. That's something, because now I'm sitting here as no co-host. The chemistry is just, now if he's sick, that's different. But then when you know it's tension and it's an issue, and then you tell somebody not to come in.
It was tension for months. Neither one of you niggas called my phone.
I'm talking about when you
it was tension for months.
But we had this talk. We tried to set up. We tried to set up
long
a date
before you inviting me to your hands.
I agree.
It was tension long.
Which, by the way, that narrative
before.
we do have to stop because you kind of started that, but it's cool.
It's on tape. What the hell?
I know. I was just the second person to say it.
Star right now is saying that we should square up and Joe stop running from Rory.
It's not important. I don't want to fight you. It's all love. Everything is cool.
Yeah, but I listen, man. There's an art to shaking the tree.
But see, and then you saying I look nuts riding for Rory, that lets me know that I'm just built way different from niggas, man.
But that's okay.
It is okay. That's one thing I learned. And a lot of this is that, I'm just built different. I'm not with this, yo, I'm not riding with that. That was crazy for you to text Rory that. And then when he asked you what you meant, you didn't even offer an explanation. That was even more nuts.
My ears are like, this. Yeah. Somebody else said something. I don't know what to say to that.
Okay, well, you don't know what to say, but you know who you talking. You talking to Maul. And you know how I'm designed. I don't give a fuck what nobody else think. Then nobody else thinking affects me at all. I know that I'm right in what I'm saying. You telling Rory not to come in, and then when him trying to ask for an explanation, you giving him the exclamation point. It's like at least you didn't even want to tell him why he shouldn't come in. You didn't even want to have a conversation then. And so then when me and you have a conversation, then you say what you said to me. Now I'm totally confused. Like, all right, what the fuck is going on? You understand what I'm saying? So if you say riding for Rory,
no, I
yeah,
don't
I
understand because I sent Rory and told him what I thought needed to be happened to salvage friendship and business. Immediately after hitting Rory, I hit you, and I hate that I have to go down this timeline because to me, so what still? But let's do it. Immediately after I hit you to say, pull up on me and let's talk. That was a Saturday. You told me you were coming. You did not, yeah? Mm-hmm. Sunday, you hit me. You said, my bad. I was coming. You did not, right? Mm-hmm. Monday, you didn't hit me at all, right? Mm-hmm. And then Tuesday, you show up to our place of business to have a conversation when we should be working about why I asked Rory to stay home. Mm-hmm. Yes, well, to me, that will never make sense.
Okay.
That will never make sense. There's not the courtesy and the friendship vibe was me hitting you so we could have a conversation about why I thought this needed to occur. That was the last ditch effort. That wasn't like the first. That wasn't me. That wasn't initiating trying to troubleshoot. That was the, oh shit, wait a second. Shit is off in here. It's conversations going on. It's rumblings, walls and streets is talking. It's fisticuffs. It's a lot going on. The shows is trash. It looked bad. There was a lot going on. Now, whose decision was it to weigh all of the things that were wrong in that moment? I should leave that to us.
Yeah.
The three niggas that didn't do no communicating to the months leading up to all of the shit? No.
Yeah.
No, that's one. And two, I'm back to my Carfax with niggas. I didn't need this moment to know that I am built differently than other people. But what we will have is our friend history with everyone individually. Forget Rory. I feel, don't yell at me and don't get up to hit me either. Say it.
I'm chilling, bro.
If you ever looking for what Joe's character looks like, all you got to do is look back in the last 15 years. You don't need him. He didn't exist. Mm-hmm. He wasn't there. Mm-hmm. Nothing about Rory exists in the world that I'm talking about with you. Mm-hmm. We have X amount of years living together in confidence. I don't need to say what goes into that. You and I know what's going on. We should never be talking about a Rory, ever.
But
this is not one of those instances where we go to the club and somebody can't get in. This is one of the instances where, the other side to this, if we not friends and it's not feeling friendly in here, is I'm going to treat it like it's not friendly in here.
Yeah, but you
Which ain't right. Which ain't right. Stop. No. Wait, let me finish getting my shit off. Boy, you niggas peeved me off. Let me get this out of me.
Okay.
Let me get this out.
Talk.
Rory don't get to question how I ride neither. It's not something you got to think about. It's not something you got to freestyle and try to imagine. We got a few years. Joe show up. It ain't nothing to check books about. It ain't nothing to check podcasts, Vaughn, accountant, look at the footage about. Joe show up. I think it's corny to remind niggas how I show up. But if you look back, Joe show up for you, having nothing to do with him. And same for him. Y'all don't get to tell me I don't respect y'all. Of course, y'all have feelings, so you can tell me that, and I'm appreciate it.
I never said that. I never said you didn't respect me. I said based on our conversation, what you said.
Yeah, Mom, but you know,
it questioned where the respect was.
But